Dr. Wallach's been talking about that for years. The body needs salt. You'll feel better when you do a little salt water, you know. Baking soda can be a wonderful remedy for digestive issues. Reducing the digestive burden. Last program we talked about cancer, the emperor of all maladies, as it's called. An ultimate example of a body, or cells, I should say, that are at their wits' end. This is what cancer is. Anybody who tells you we don't know what causes cancer doesn't understand chemistry. We know good and well what causes cancer. Cancer is caused by cells that are burdened and overwhelmed, and likewise a body that is burdened and overwhelmed. Like all disease, cancer is a cell disease. And even though the medical model treats the organs and treats the tissues or kills the cells, brilliant, at the end of the day, cancer is the result of cells that are freaked out, cells that are in duress, that don't know what else to do. They've been starved and suffocated and swimming in their own waste and toxicity for so long that now they've become sociopathic. They don't listen to their neighbors. Cell division and cell growth is tightly regulated, and one of the major features of the regulated, normal, healthy division and growth of cells and reproduction of cells is signals from the neighbors. Cells are talking to their neighbors. And the neighbors say, hey, we got too many here. We're okay. Stop growing. Cells stop growing. This is what happens in a healthy situation. But in a cancer situation, cells don't listen to their neighbors. They're like, screw you. We're toxed out. We need to do this. This is for us. We're in survival mode. Cancer is the manifestation of a cell in survival mode. When we understand that cancer is a disease of duress, we'll understand that you can't fight cancer with a war. You can't have a war on cancer because cancer is it's a adaptive mechanism. It's one of the ways the body adapts and cells adapt to duress. And this is why cancer treatments don't work. It's why chemotherapy doesn't work. It may give you a little bit of benefit. I'm not saying never do it. I mean, if you have got raging stage 3 or stage 4 cancer, maybe you need it. But our role should be to prevent it, and if we have it, to at least help the body deal with the cancer. That makes a lot more sense, particularly in the early stages of cancer. The body's immune system is fully equipped to deal with cancer, and cancer occurs all the time in all of us. Cells become cancerous because of the stressful nature of life, because of duress in life. So it's a normal thing to have cancer, but the body's immune system clips it out. It takes care of it. What distinguishes the appearance of full-blown cancer, or full-blown disease, from the occasional appearance of cancer cells is overwhelm. Overwhelm of the body's defense systems. Overwhelm of the body's immune system to the point where it can't take care of the situation. It's overwhelmed and stressed out, much like the cell itself. The duress that's associated with cancer starts out as a cell problem, and then it works into a body problem. So you've got two levels here. When we recognize that the cancer is a disease of stress, we'll understand the logic behind calming the body down to help deal with the disease. Why do you think fasting works? Why do you think caloric restriction works? Why do you think oxygen is important? All right, I got some 10 strategies for helping you deal with cancer. When we come back from our break, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back after this. Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. Got lines open for you. Actually, we have a full board of open lines. Now's the time to get on board. If you try to call us in the past and not been able to get through, 844-236-6010 is our number. If you're dealing with cancer, or you know somebody who's dealing with cancer, yes, it could be freaky, horrifying, terrifying. You don't know what to do. And that's why people go and get chemotherapy. That's why the first place they go is to the doctor. This is true about all health issues, really. The first place we go is to the doctor. Why? Because we've been hypnotized, conditioned to believe that the doctor can help us. When the fact of the matter is, only in rare cases, and never in the case of chronic degenerative disease, does doctoring and the medical model make a difference. And one of the places where the failure of the medical model is demonstrated is in cancer, which for the most part is still just as deadly as it ever was. There are some advances that have been made. We're living longer with cancer, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that people aren't smoking as much and that we have early detection, not because cancer treatments work. If we have, God forbid, cancer, or you know somebody, God forbid, who has cancer, the job of a therapist or the job of anybody who wants to make that person feel better is to make that person feel better. get their body stronger, get their body healthier. The body can kill cancer. Remissions occur from every cancer. Stage 4 cancer can remit. Terminal cancer can remit. It can reverse itself. If it happens with one person, it can happen with anybody. So what do? Well, you make the body stronger and you make the patient feel better. For one thing, first of all, activate the parasympathetic nervous system through the relaxation response, through the rest response. Everybody who has cancer, anybody who's dealing with an issue, and their friends, family members, themselves, get a book called The Relaxation Response by Herbert Benson. It's been around for 30 or 40 years now. He's a medical doctor from Harvard. We've talked about it in the past. And he elucidates all the wonderful benefits from relaxing the body, which is basically activating the parasympathetic healing nervous system. Second thing you want to do, avoid sugar and anything that breaks down into sugar quickly. Use the ketogenic diet. Cancer loves sugar. The ketogenic diet is a way of deriving energy from food without having to resort to sugar. Use something called the Budwig protocol, which is flaxseed and cottage cheese. Flaxseed and cottage cheese, when they're combined together, conduct electrical energy, and cancer is largely the result of breakdowns at the electrical level of a cell. Pay attention to your digestive health. Toxicity that enters in through a leaky gut is a major problem with suppressing or causing a problem with the immune system and clogging up the blood and the lymph. And of course, if you have a digestive issue, you're not going to be absorbing your nutrients. Focus on the blood and the lymph. Focus on the circulatory system. Focus on the movement of blood and fluids and nutrition and oxygen and the elimination of toxicity through the circulation. Move your body. Deep breathe. Protect the gut. These are all ways that you can clean the blood. Clean the blood. All disease is cell disease, but it happens from dirty blood. So even more fundamental than cell disease is dirty blood. Take advantage of oxygen, which is alkalinizing. Take advantage of hyperbaric chambers, which most hospitals or many hospitals have. Cancer loves sugar, but it hates oxygen. Make sure you're practicing your slow, deep breathing techniques. Apply food strategies like caloric restriction and fasting. Go nutrient dense. Low calories, high nutrients. This is for everybody. Oh, by the way, all of these things, if you're dealing with cancer, is for everybody. Health is health, whether you have cancer or whether you're healthy. Whether you have a disease or whether you just want to reverse the aging or slow down the aging process. These are all things we should all be doing. Fasting, nutrient density, use liquid nutrition. This is one of the reasons the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is so helpful. It's liquid nutrition. It's dense, packed with nutrients in a liquid format that the body can utilize. Take advantage of vegetables. Although they're not completely benign, people can have a reaction to vegetables. There's wonderful, wonderful nutritional components in vegetables. They're great for your digestive system and great for fighting diseases. Phytonutrients that you can't get anywhere else. Plant nutrients that are only found in veggies. Leverage IV nutrition. Use intravenous nutrition. These days, at least in Colorado, probably all over, if not now, certainly in the next coming months and years, you're going to see IV nutrition bars. We have lots of them here in Colorado where you just come in off the street and get IV selenium and IV glutathione and IV vitamin C right in your veins. If you're Brad Pitt or if you're Bill Gates, if you have unlimited funds, you're doing it every day. Selenium, glutathione, vitamin C, B complex, electrolytes. If you have cancer, these are incredibly important strategies. Chelating agents, intravenous chelation, EDTA. Use the basics. The Mighty 90, protein, coconut oil, good fats. Make sure you're well nutrited. Don't underestimate the importance of these basic nutritional strategies if you're dealing with cancer. You don't need to necessarily have something fancy schmancy. There's all these fancy schmancy remedies. The basics are more important than the fancy schmancy remedies. This is not a program about remedies. This is a program about honoring the divine system called the biological body, the human body itself. Exercise, intense bursts. You don't need a membership at the gym. It's great if you have one, that's fine. But you don't need a membership and you don't need 5 or 6 days a week. You need to intensely fry the body out for 30 seconds or 60 seconds. That's all. You can get a great workout in 60 seconds. In 2 minutes, you can get a world-class workout. Everybody has 60 seconds. Everybody has 2 minutes. And you don't need to spend a lot of money. Just walk up the stairs really fast carrying a bunch of books. put a backpack on, put some weight in there, and walk really briskly around the block. Stand up from a sitting position really, really slowly, and then sit down really, really slowly. When you get good at it, hold some weight in your hand and put your hands up. Hold a couple gallon jugs of water and sit up slowly, or stand up slowly from a sitting position, and then sit down slowly from a standing position. I guarantee you're going to get the best glute workout you've ever gotten in 60 seconds. Not to mention improving the circulation of the lymph and the blood. Exploit the intangibles. If you have cancer, or if you just want to live longer, or if you're not healthy in any way, exploit attitude. Yes, attitude, spirituality, visualization, mental power, thought power. You know, in the old days, not even the old days, but 15, 20 years ago, that was considered all quackery. Today, we know that the brain changes when we have a better attitude, that we secrete more dopamine when we have a better attitude. When we forgive, our cortisol drops. When we're more spiritual, we secrete more healing hormones. Our healing chemistry is activated by thinking about God. There's a great book called How God Changes the Brain by a guy named Andrew Newberg, who's a neurologist who studies how the brain reacts to meditation, how the brain reacts to God, how the brain reacts to spiritual ideas. This is not airy-fairy. Visualization, likewise. With the brain, what we visualize in our brain, the body thinks is happening. So if we visualize healing effectively enough and long enough, the body will heal. The body responds to the brain, and the brain doesn't really know if something's really happening or if it's in being imagined, being visualized. When you have a visualization, your body chemistry responds as if that was really happening. They do studies on basketball players, and they find if they imagine shooting free throws accurately, they shoot better free throws. Use enzymes, especially pancreatic enzymes. Wonderfully multifunctional. And then we come to our anti-aging hormones, our wonderful DHEA, pregnenolone, and progesterone, which play a major role in calming the body down and have, not surprisingly, anti-cancer benefits as well. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we're back on the bright side. Pharmacist Ben here. Thanks for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive pages at brightsideben.com. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. So if you're dealing with cancer, if you know somebody who's dealing with cancer, your number one objective is to make the body better. It's to help the body get stronger, make the patient feel better. 10 strategies. Activate your parasympathetic nervous system, relaxation and response. Avoid sugar, use the ketogenic diet. Cancer loves carbs, loves sugars. Pay attention to digestive health. Focus on circulation. Utilize oxygen. Take advantage of food strategies like fasting and caloric restriction. Use IV nutrition. Don't forget about the basics, the Mighty 90, protein, coconut oil, vitamin C, good fats. Make sure to exercise. Move your body even if you don't feel like it. A little bit. And don't forget the intangibles, attitude, spirituality, and visualization. They're not airy-fairy. They're not Boulder, Colorado hippie talk. They're real deal psychoneuroimmunology, the real science. And then digestive enzymes can also be helpful, particularly pancreatic enzymes. A lot of great literature on pancreatic enzymes in cancer. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Pam in Arizona. Thanks for holding, Pam. What's going on?
Hi there, Ben. It's Pam in Arizona. Thanks for taking my call. Great.
Sure. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. My husband is a 2-time brain aneurysm survivor.
Okay.
First time at age 15.
15?
And 15 years old.
Wow.
Back in the 70s.
Okay.
He's now 57.
He had another one?
He had another one at age 43. He's been on Dilantin his whole life.
Oh, wow.
He's currently on 100 milligrams, 350 a day. And about a year and a half ago, they added on gabapentin, which he's now to 6 a day, 100 milligrams, 6 a day.
Well, you know, your husband is a classic textbook case of the medical model run amok. Now, does he have seizure disorders?
Yes. It was an AVM, arteriovenous malformation, a congenital anomaly.
Well, may or may not have been. That's what they told you. We don't know that. Do they know it's a congenital anomaly? Did they look in his brain when he was born? What do they know? They're just saying these things. This is so annoying. You know, they prey on us. How do they know it's a congenital anomaly? Pam, let me ask you, how do they know? Aside from them asserting it, how do they know it's a congenital anomaly?
I'm right in your corner on all of those.
Of course they don't know. How dare they even say that?